Okie dokie. So,
More bad news.
More bad news. More bad news. More. So American McGee, which you may not know who this man is, JK. Was he the map designer of Doom? He was the level designer.
He did a couple. I don't know if he did anything for the first, but he definitely worked on this on Doom 2.
All right.
And then also the 4th episode when they did Ultimate Doom and all that stuff.
So Doom designer American McGee, he made a game called Alice in Wonderland. He got a sequel in 2011 called Alice the Madness Returns, which is a kind of like a Tim Burton-esque platform, action platformer starring Alice from Alice in Wonderland.
Very, very hard on the dark fantasy stuff.
Yeah, very hard on the dark fantasy. Yeah, no, it's rated like T and M for like a reason, right? Like her main weapon's like a kitchen knife called the Vorpal blade, which she like shanks people with, right? It's very edgy, but like Tim Burton aesthetic.
Yeah,
right?
they're very well regarded games.
So he's been trying to make a third one forever.
Yeah, I mean, Madness Returns was 2011, I want to say?
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's no nice way to put it, because he made his game with a little-known obscure company, Electronic Arts, aka EA. He released this statement. American McGee has exhausted every option to get a new Alice game, but EA decided to pass on the project based on internal analysis of the IP, market conditions, and the production proposal. American McGee showed off his, the design bible of the whole game.
Yeah, because he's had a Patreon for people to try and support the project for God knows how long.
Yeah. And after several weeks of review, EA has come back with a response regarding funding or licensing for Alice, Asylum, which would have been the third title. On the question of funding, they have ultimately decided to pass on the project. And so they said no. Okay, well, American McGee made the game. So he was like, well, can I take it somewhere else? And they said no.
Shocker.
They said no. In fact, they said, on the question of licensing, they replied that Alice is an important part of EA's overall game catalog, and selling or licensing it isn't something they're prepared to do right now. You're making a TV show off this game.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh, that's right, they are.
So you're gonna make a TV show for a game series in which you won't let the creator make a new one to tie into the TV show.
And it was supposed to be the last one, right?
Yes, it was a trilogy, which makes which is kind of
cool. So here's the question: if they do this TV show, how do they end the TV show?
They didn't think. They didn't think at all. They're just kind of like hoarding the IP, like Smaug and his treasure, because EA has no IPs. They have nothing. They have sports games and terrible remakes of older titles, okay? So we're getting, they see an opportunity to tie their new TV show, which I love these games.
Yeah.
But having a TV show when there's no game seems ridiculous. Like, that's like making a Contra TV show. Why? Wait, no, that's a bad example because they just made one, but it was really bad.
What?
They made one like 2 years ago. It was really bad. It was really bad.
This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Point still stands, all right? It's like making it's like making a Double Dragon game, a movie or a TV show, and there hasn't been a game in since, oh God, Neon? I don't know, something like that.
You would know more than me.
So it's just mind-boggling. It's like the ultimate we aren't going to make a new game. We're going to make a TV show. We're not going to let this guy make a game. We're not going to get rid of the IP because we're too busy making a show.
And we haven't even gotten to the worst part of this, which is that American McGee announced he's retiring from the games industry because he's just so exhausted of being, jerked around throughout this entire process.
Again, this game has been a production thing for a decade. decade.
Yeah.
Of course, I honestly don't. I mean, like, I'm sorry. I feel bad, but I understand completely. When you get like thrown around for a decade of ifs and then like ifs and maybes, and then when you like have a full design document, they say no. That has to be like what was the point of the past 10 years?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing.
I would like. I mean, he's taking it a lot where I would like freak out.
Yeah.
I would like go mad.
I mean, I hate to say it, but like at this point, he might just be used to it, just because it's been so long that he's been trying to get this made, and it's just been denied at every turn.
Every
so
single
part
turn.
of me thinks he's just like, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever at this point.
I'm done.
And it sucks. You know, he seems like a great guy.
Seems like a great guy. I like the Alice games.
Obviously very passionate about the project, about the franchise, but
yeah. Also, I mean, the one cool thing is if there was a third game, that would mean there'd be an Alice game every decade.
Yeah, and I mean, I remember talking about this in high school when you and I were in high school, and he was talking about like trying to get this thing made. So it's been a while.
It's been a while, but it's just not going to happen. Which the game industry baffles me with how like you can. Let's just take EA for example. You can have a game, let's say cough cough, I don't know, Dragon Age, and have it be like a tactical RPG. And now they're going to make a new one that's apparently just a God of War 2018 ripoff. How do these people make money? With like
brand loyalty, I guess.
Constant bad idea after bad idea.
I'm pretty sure it's just brand loyalty.
Like,
the same reason people buy the annual Call of Duty game year after year with no improvement whatsoever. It's just brand loyalty.
It's just, I just don't. And like, I mean, which I guess that also explains why there hasn't been a Shadows of the Damned 2, because again, EA's just hoarding the IP like Smaug, not letting the original creators touch it, right? Like, it's kind of like Sony with their old IPs. Like, why don't you just do something? If someone's this passionate, you don't need to give American McGee like Dragon Age 4 budget money. You didn't need to.
I don't think the first two games were made for much money either.
No, in fact, the second one was made as a part of independent program.
Yeah.
Which had games being made for the cheap. That's where Brutal Legends came from. Well, not cheap, but like cheaper than a AAA budget.
Right.
It was like a AA budget. You know, like what Purple Lamp Sky does with SpongeBob. It was like that range, right? I would imagine, right? I'm just spitballing here. Vague concepts so you can get the gist, all right? But it's just a ridiculous decision. I don't know why they're doing this, other than the fact that EA is a bad company.
The classic EA bad meme.
Like, yeah, but this one just hurts, because I really do like the Alice games. They have such, like, if you look at EA's catalog, this game sticks out like a sore thumb, and it does for a good reason.
Yeah, of how, like, unique it is, both in art style and gameplay.
And we're at a point where indie platforming has been like a big thing for the past couple of years.
It's really been making, kind of a comeback.
Like ever since Yooka-Laylee, which I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Yooka-Laylee, but there's been that
definitely kickstarted
much
it. Yeah.
Indie 3D platformers, right? So like, I would honestly say this is a good time to get on it. I mean, they literally made a Crash 4.
Yeah.
After 20 years, they made a Crash 4. This is like the perfect time.
I know, but not according to EA.
Not according to EA, the smartest people on the planet, apparently. So smart. However, if you go to American McGee's Patreon, you can actually read the full plot synopsis of what he was going to have and see the whole Bible. Go support him in any way possible.
Yeah, and you see, I mean, even though he's retired on the video games front, he's still making his I don't remember what they're called, but they're like these little plush bunnies that represent like different mental illnesses.
Oh my God, that is adorable. I didn't even know he did that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then it's not just mental illnesses. Like I know he does one for like, you know, all the different LGBTQ plus categories.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff in there.
Okay, that's
I see
cute.
ads for it all the time. Probably because I follow him on Twitter, but you know it's.
He also had 3,000 Patreon backers.
Wow.
Yeah, that's yeah, whatever. Big L EA. Go back to making. Hold on.
Okay.
Go back to making EA Sports PGA Tour with John Cena and Star
John
Wars.
Cena?
Yeah, John Cena's in it.
Why is John Cena in it?
Do you?
It's a
think
golf
I know?
game.
I don't know, bro.
Does John Cena golf?
I guess he does. And
Okay.
Wild Heart and Star Wars Jedi Survivors made by Respawn.
Yeah.
So I don't count that.
So
but yeah.
that would be good, probably.
Yeah, so good job, EA, because right now I'm looking and Wikipedia says you got 4 games. One of which came out.
One of them is a remake.
One of them is a remake. Trash. You guys suck. Be better developers.
Why would they ever do that?